Let's get this show on the road today, ladies and gentlemen. Hello.
Hello.
You are live.
Really? Oh, wow. Hi.
I went live 10 minutes early so I could use this fancy new starting soon screen that I worked for a total 10 seconds on.
It's on YouTube, you say?
It's on YouTube and Twitch. I couldn't just do one.
Well, that's fine with me. I just want to check it out on YouTube. Let's see. Let's see. Highwind Herald, it shows us as live. Okay. Ooh.
Fancy.
It is fancy. I like the... Where's that background from?
Same one we use every week. I think it's...
I know, but where's it from?
Is that Ishgard? No. I don't know.
Well, no, maybe the bridge. It could be.
It's from 14. I know that
Yeah,
much.
that's Ishgard then, because that bridge is where you fight the dragon, right? As you're going into Heavensward.
Yeah. I need to...
Cool.
Uh-oh. Whoop. Pull that over here for a second. Should we leave music on during this or not?
That's up to you. It won't be captured on the podcast.
Yeah.
So. Are we broadcasting just a background? Not our beautiful faces?
No, we got the beautiful faces on there now.
Am I just behind? I am. I'm just behind. Question. It's okay that I got apple juice in my cup, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's not a big deal. Streaming on one of these platforms.
God, no. I stream on
Okay.
here all the time.
Cool. Wow. This is cool. I feel fancy. I feel like we have made it. We are now live. And this stuff will never be on the podcast. The
No.
crap that we're doing right now. But
This
if you're
is
tuning
special.
in,
Special
this is
just for
special.
you.
I feel like every time, and I know that they have a different camera angle of you, but I feel every time like you were trying to sell me something. Because you always put product placement right in my face. So he uses a different one for a
You
different
can
camera for me
repurpose
to
it as
see.
a water bottle to your heart's content, ladies and
He
gentlemen.
just puts it towards the camera every single time we talk.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm ready to go if you're ready to go.
So this takes off a lot of work that I hardly ever did off of my back. So I'm glad I figured this out.
So now it's just me that has to do the work.
Well, yeah, but my work's getting done. So how's that?
Well, there's that. I mean, there is that. At least I was doing my work.
My work is now getting done.
What's the last episode we've actually put up?
It was a hangout.
Oh, was it? So we've got plenty of episodes. So, okay, we're making a commitment now. Because once we're done, the episode is just going to be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how's that? Is that how it works?
We just got to stream it every week now, and it's there.
Well, why haven't we been doing this the entire time?
Because I tried it before, and I couldn't get it to work, and I tried it again today, and it was very easy.
Okay. So were you doing something wrong before, or is there a chance that this is never going to work again?
I did the same thing I did last time, and it kept saying, like, it needs 24 hours to verify your account to live stream, and it told me that for a week, and it would never work.
So I guess it just got verified.
Eventually, I guess.
Cool, man. Well, I'm ready to get started then, if you're ready.
Absolutely.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 76 of Highwind Herald. I am Wolfkins, and I've got my Gatorade drinking brother, Soloist, over there. How you doing, man?
What's up? How we doing? It's actually
For those
water.
of you who, that sounds weird, I know, but before the show, we were talking about how he always puts his Gatorade bottle right in front of me for product placement. So
He sees me from a
All
different
right.
angle.
dude, I have my trivia question for you this week. Are you ready?
I was born ready, in fact. And in fact, you know what? I've been ready all day.
It's a low ball. I think you've got this one. Okay, it's a two-part, and I have a second trivia question.
Oh my goodness. Yours are
Part
trivia
one.
quizzes.
In Final Fantasy VII,
I don't know. Oh.
what is the black materia used for?
I don't remember at all.
Mm.
I don't remember materia at all. It's been a very long time since I played 7.
The black materia. specifically the black one.
Summons? I don't know.
Okay, give up.
Don't have any idea. I don't have a single
It is
clue.
what's used to summon Meteor.
Okay.
And where does your party go to retrieve it?
The Northern Cave.
Major plot points, dude. How long's it been since you played Final Fantasy VII?
It's been a very long time.
Temple of the Ancients.
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
Remember,
at all.
you go in, you know, the shrinks. And that's when you
played that game in college, and I only played it once.
You've only played Final Fantasy VII once? Mm-hmm. Even I've played it like 3 times.
I've only played it once.
I don't really replay games much. Wow, really? I swear I thought you played it not long ago.
And I beat it in college, my junior year for the first
time.
You
sound like that's forever ago, but like that was like, what, 2 years?
No, that was 4 years ago now. My junior year was 4 years ago.
When I say I did this in college, I'm talking 11 years ago, okay?
Yeah,
so
you've also beaten 7 since then.
I have, which I really thought that you had replayed it at least once.
I started streaming it, but...
Okay, but you didn't finish it? I knew you'd started it since then.
No, I didn't even get out of Midgar, I don't think.
Wow, so remake territory.
Yeah, that's what I'm familiar with.
Are you ready for my second trivia question?
No, not really. That's not fair.
It's fair. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. This one's a little bit of a head scratcher. So that first one was the low ball. Okay, this one is the one that you're really gonna have to think about.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would win in a fight? Sephiroth or Zenos?
That's today's topic, sir.
Hey, and that is what we call it.
No, I don't want to be the first one to answer it. I want you to be.
All right. Well, fine.
I'm always the first to answer.
Well, you know what? I thought that would be a fun way to kick it off, but if you're going to be like that, what have you been up to this week? You got anything fun, Final Fantasy, since you're not replaying Final Fantasy VII?
No, I didn't even play 14 this week.
I have some 14 news, and I'm kind of mad about it.
I haven't really been home a lot this week, so been out and about doing stuff.
That stinks. So you could be playing Pixel Remasters on your phone. What's the problem?
Yeah, right. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
I logged into 14 because it is the window to put in the bids for the houses, and there is not a single plot available in the 2 places I want. So I didn't check Limsa Lamensa, and I didn't check whatever it's called outside of Ul'dah. But of all the wards in both Gridania and Ishgard, not a single plot for private buyers was available. So I'm annoyed. But if you go to the free company only in Ishgard, there's like 20. And to me, that just tells me that's dumb. Okay, like,
well, we need to start our own free
sitting there
company.
forever. The free companies aren't buying them up. Let private buyers get in there, for God's sakes. I mean, it's like, seriously, I got excited because I thought I was looking at a private buyer ward, and they had so many. And I found one and had 0 entries, and that was because it was a free company ward.
We need to just start a free company and buy one of those then.
Well, I'm already in. Okay, so I guess this makes me sound like, I guess, a little entitled or whatever. I'm already in a free company, and we have like a large mansion, and it's great.
I'm already in a free company too, and I love those people dearly. But
it's not mine. Like I just want my house. I want to decorate it. I have one room. It's just not the same.
Mm-hmm. Have fun with that. That's not an ambition I'll ever have in that game.
I just wish I could get it. I mean, I just want to play dress up and play house. That's all I want to do.
All the glamours. You could just be someone who doesn't own a home and is just dresses up really cool.
A very well dressed homeless person.
Yes,
that's what I am right now. I mean, you've seen I am dapper as. I mean, Red Mage. They are pimping.
You're living the life.
But I don't know. I just want it so bad. Now, I mean, we do have finally those island sanctuaries coming in 6/2. So this month sometime. So that'll maybe be something. But God, just open up those wards or make some more wards or something. I need a house.
Yeah.
I mean, what do I have to do here, Square Enix? I got to buy your NFT toys. Is that what I got to do to get a house?
If you do that, it boosts it by 10%.
Oh God. Yep. I think you just looked into the future.
10% for every NFT you own. There you go.
Great.
You could actually own your house as an NFT.
Oh, interesting.
Technically, aren't the houses technically a form of NFT because it's something that you can have that no one else can have?
But it's not like certified on the blockchain. I don't know. This episode's not about NFTs. This episode is about, for some reason, and I don't know why, from what I think it started with just one random person putting out a poll or something. I don't know. But the Twitter space has been going, I've just been seeing a lot of people going nuts about Sephiroth versus Zenos. And honestly, I thought that sounded great fun to talk about. So that's what we're doing. This is, we're hopping on the meme wagon here. A little bit of a light news week. So we're just going to BS. We haven't really done that in a while, man. We've been covering the news. We haven't just like joked around and talked Final Fantasy in a while.
There's not been a lot of news this week, so I think we're good.
Okay, so let's get to it. We're going to do this in absolutely no structure because we have none. But deathmatch style, I suppose. Okay, first of all, let me just ask, who do you like better, Zenos or Sephiroth?
Who do I like better?
Yeah, just who do you like better? Like, which is your favorite?
That's hard to say. That's tough. I don't know.
This is a hard one. It's harder than I thought. Like, I saw it and I was like, ha, 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 and I voted, and then I was like, wait, this is a harder one than I really gave it credit for.
I think that Sephiroth probably has a little more character to him than Zenos in a way, because Sephiroth at least has some kind of reason for his insanity. When Zenos is kind of just like insufferably insane and just wants to kill things for no reason other than.
I think that was always one of my problems with Zenos, is that the motivation just seemed, I'm bored and I want to fight you. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Which works in its own right, but Sephiroth's whole like connection with having mommy issues and everything.
Oh, he got big mommy issues.
It kind of makes it a little more understandable.
Yeah.
So I think I have to say, I mean, honestly, Zenos a lot of ways feels like a modern day Sephiroth because they are very similar. Mm-hmm. So it's very inspired, but I always love the original over the remake, so Sephiroth, I do like Sephiroth over Zenos.
There are some remakes I like a little bit better.
A little bit better?
Well, I definitely like Final Fantasy VII Remake better than the Midgar portion of Final Fantasy VII. I do. It's better than that.
Paint over that bad opinion with my paintbrush hands. Actually, I think I agree with you on that.
I was going to say, really? I feel like the Midgar section's one of the weaker parts of Final Fantasy VII.
I just wanted to make a paintbrush hand joke. So I think I like Sephiroth better. What do you think?
I think as a character, I'd have to... Oh, no! I'm going to need you to send me... Guess what we forgot to do?
What?
Can you rip me the beginning audio of this?
I can rip the VOD off, yeah. I haven't been recording it, but I can download the VOD.
Have to do that.
Hey, this is just something good you get on YouTube, guys.
No.
We were too excited.
We were too excited to be streaming. I totally forgot to invite our recording bot. We're not starting over, but if you could just get me like the first 15 minutes.
I'll do that. I'll start ripping it.
Or just give me everything, and I'll cut it where I need to.
I'll rip it tonight and send it if I can. That's no problem.
Okay. Dude, I can't believe I did that. How did I forget to invite Craig?
We'll pick up where we were.
Did Craig mess up when he joined? Did he mess up your layout?
No, not at all.
Okay. Woo! Okay, so what I need you to do is the first 15 minutes, rip me the audio, send it to me, or just rip everything and send it to me and I'll cut it. But
sounds good to me.
Need that. Oh my God. What a dummy. Anyway, what was I saying? I think I like Sephiroth better as far as characters go. And, and I don't know. There's something about Sephiroth that is haunting, whereas Zenos is scary, but not like haunting.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that statement. After Endwalker, he's definitely haunting.
Well, he gets worse in Endwalker. In Stormblood, I didn't feel like he was very like.
He has the exact same stalkery vibes that Sephiroth has.
Well, he's definitely got stalkery vibes. Yeah. But I don't know. When I think of Sephiroth, he has more of a horror bent. Like I imagine, him in the flames and walking through the flames like that.
You never
appearing
see
out of nowhere, and
I mean, he really is a horror. He's kind of like a ghost.
So I think that's why I lean a little bit towards just that. That's an interesting character concept for me. And Zenos is cool. Don't get me wrong. As far as like design, he looks great. The fights against him are always entertaining, but he always comes off so one dimensional to me because he's just like, I'm gonna kill you, and you're like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna fight you, and he's one of those like, I'm gonna kill you. If I can't kill you, no one can kill you. You know, one of those kind of people.
He's kind of right about that, though.
Well, I mean, like when he spoilers, assists you at the end of Endwalker instead of just letting you go to your doom. It's one of those like, I'm gonna help you and then try to kill you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I just don't think Sephiroth would ever do that. I think Sephiroth would have taken the opportunity to just stab you in the back.
See, that's kind of true. I mean, that speaks more towards, I think Sephiroth had a more evil vibe about him, while Zenos did kind of still have that code of honor a little bit, because he didn't just want the Warrior of Light to die. He wanted the Warrior of Light to die 100% by his hand. Like, he didn't want to help. And so that's kind of the difference between the two. And that is kind of like a more threatening aura about Sephiroth.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I think it makes him more unpredictable, too, because, I mean, and, okay, well, let's just look at the body count of main characters. Sephiroth's got 1. Does Zenos kill anybody we care about? I mean, okay, I know that all life is precious and all that, but we're all talking about pixels here. But like, does he? Because not really many of the main characters die, and none of them by Zenos' hand, do they?
I don't remember. It's been so long since I've been through the older portions of the MSQ. I don't remember at all.
So that's 1 up for him, I guess.
Well, that's 1 up, and this is we're talking in factors that aren't the presented question.
No,
so right now we're talking about feats and we're talking about characteristics. The presented question is, if these two went at each other to kill each other, who would come out victorious?
I'm trying to do is establish a baseline and just get our bias out in the open. So just in case, you know what I mean? Like, this is where we feel how we like the characters. Yeah. So when we get into it, if we get to the end, we're like, yeah, we're just totally biased. So, okay, well, let's get to it. Now, I'm going to let you go first. And I know you said you didn't want to.
No.
Listen. You're more experienced in this because I know for a fact you've watched 1,000,000 hours of those death battle YouTube videos.
Yeah, but they haven't. Well, they've done one on Sephiroth, to be fair.
But they've done. You know what we're talking about.
I'm not even sure if Sephiroth won his. Let me see.
Who is he up against?
Let me see. I'm googling that right now.
Mario.
Yeah, it was Mario.
Popeye.
He was
Gumby.
He was up against Virgil from Devil May Cry. I think he might have won. I don't remember though. That's been 4 years ago. Anyway, I don't know anything about that.
So the stars align. Something happens. There's a convergence of world, Dissidia style, and we've got Sephiroth and Zenos going up against one another. First of all, would Zenos really even care, since Sephiroth is not the Warrior of Light? Would he even?
So I guess those are two different kind of questions you could present. If it's questions of just their skills against one another, and questions of their skills and personalities against one another, because Sephiroth would have to do something. I think Sephiroth is strong enough to make Zenos want to kill him, because Zenos wants to kill the Warrior of Life because he's the only person who rivals his strength. Yeah, so I don't think that would matter.
I think that you're probably right. I mean, I think that if he just got a whiff of how absolutely powerful Sephiroth was, he'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll fight you.
Yeah.
All right, so the battle is commencing. What are you thinking? Now, again, we're not those death battle people, so I've got no math. I'm not breaking anything down blow by blow.
Sometimes their math's not 100% accurate, but I swear I think they make up words sometimes, so we're not going to be doing any of that.
So this is just purely conjecture and fun talk. Yeah. Okay.
So here's the thing. 2 scenarios.
Okay.
Sephiroth is fighting Samurai Zenos.
Okay.
Sephiroth wins with medium difficulty.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's really any comparison until he becomes Reaper.
Sephiroth versus Reaper Zenos.
Reaper Zenos post oh god, what's the Zodiark? Yeah. Post Zodiark.
Zenos wins.
You think so? Okay.
Medium difficulty.
I don't think it'd be that clear cut in Zenos' favor.
It's probably high difficulty. I wouldn't say it's extremely difficult, because here's the thing, and something someone pointed out on Twitter. I was trying to find the exact tweet while you were talking, and I couldn't. You've got to look at their strength feats in their games. So Sephiroth does have a body count on top of Zenos of the main cast, but Final Fantasy XIV has years upon years upon years upon years of storytelling ahead of 7. Which means the more your story goes on, the stronger your characters have to be. And I think debatably
Stormblood though, so halfway through, but I
think debatably, and you may agree with this. I think your Warrior of Light by the end of Endwalker is the strongest protagonist in the entire series.
And no, 100%. Like if you ask me who's the strongest protagonist, and it's based on what you said, no other protagonist is in canon solo taking on these deities.
Yeah, and you may think to yourself, I'm queuing up with a group of people. Story wise, I'm pretty sure it's just you fighting them alone. Like when you fight Hades, Hades at the end
there are situations where they say like gather your friends, but they still make it a point to say you are leading the charge, you are the Warrior of Light, and they're just backup.
And you can even say, if you do want to come to that conclusion that you do have backup, Cloud has backup too. So really, you compare Warrior of Light destroys Cloud, just destroys him.
Oh yeah,
Warrior of Light. It doesn't matter the class. And you look at base form Zenos. Base form Zenos at the end was able to fight you to a stalemate, and you barely win. Like you are down and you are out of breath, and you're pretty much dying until that thing comes and saves you. And that's base form. I think Safer Sephiroth does not stand a chance against.
Well, here's my question:
Do
we only consider like game mechanics, or what's actually behind those game mechanics? Because Safer Sephiroth destroys the entire solar system. Now, granted, your characters live through it game mechanic wise, but when he summons Meteor, it destroys the solar system and the sun engulfs the planet.
What's a more impressive feat, that or being able in milliseconds to travel to the edge of the universe?
I mean,
on your own, whenever it took an entire spaceship and Heidel's power.
What if you're traveling to the edge of the universe and you get hit by Meteor?
See, like that move. By the way, if you're looking at the mechanics in Final Fantasy VII, that move is a very slow beam that takes its sweet precious time. Zenos is fast,
and you just stand and wait for it.
Yeah, Zenos, he can avoid that. Like destructive power aside, Zenos definitely has a speed edge on him. Because,
well, that's the point. He could outrun that.
Yeah,
I mean, you're right. He flew to the edge of the galaxy and the universe.
Because I don't think there's a villain in Final Fantasy that can beat Zenos, because you had to create a villain that menacing and powerful to rival the war. Because again, is the Warrior of Light in Realm Reborn stronger than Cloud? God, no. Is it in Heavensward? Probably not. But then again, you've gone from Realm Reborn, Heavensward, all the way to Endwalker.
Endwalker, yeah. You're like a one-man army.
Yeah, things got harder and harder. And Zenos may have been introduced only in Stormblood, but he was introduced as the villain that needed to be the opposing force to you. So he has to be that strong.
So I do think it really does depend, like you're saying, on which versions we're talking about, because I think even base Sephiroth beats, was he Samurai or what was
Samurai
he?
Zenos.
Yeah. I think he beats Samurai Zenos.
Oh yeah, I just think
that even base Sephiroth, and if he's Safer Sephiroth, there's no contest.
Yeah.
But you're right, and to your point, and I actually shockingly agree with you. By the end, Zenos' power level having rivaled that of the Warrior of Light from Final Fantasy XIV, it's just I think he could probably take almost any other protagonist.
And here's
in
the thing:
series.
The base level Warrior of Light in 14 could beat Safer Sephiroth.
Oh yeah.
And if Zenos in base form is fighting you to a standstill, Shinryu Zenos is gonna destroy him with probably medium difficulty. I would think. Now, when I saw this, I instantly thought, when I saw this on Twitter, Sephiroth, of course.
So yeah, but then I thought about it. I voted Zenos.
Before I voted, I thought about it a little bit more, and I thought, there's no way.
It hurt me. It hurt me because I like Sephiroth better, and it hurt me to vote Zenos. But the more I thought about it, I was like, I don't see how it plays in Sephiroth's favor. Now, here's one thing though to consider. And I guess it depends on what the definition of winning is. Because technically, Sephiroth is pretty much immortal. I mean, he keeps riding, going into the live stream. He keeps popping back up. Even after we defeat him in Final Fantasy VII, he manages to remerge again in Advent Children, whereas Zenos dies.
Mm-hmm.
So while I do think Zenos would be able to beat Sephiroth, does he kill him? Is his essence still a part of the live stream? So what's the definition of...
I think it'd be a similar victory to Cloud's victory. Just beating him the best he can, and who knows, maybe Zenos will get angry enough and just destroy the planet and all the light, just like until it's just a live stream of nothing. Just like
maybe
get angry enough, he figures that out, kills the reincarnation of Sephiroth, and then destroys the planet.
Destroys the planet just to get rid of the live stream.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's crazy, man.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, now we're just getting off the rails. He goes to destroy the planet, but then he's going to have Aerith against him, part of the live stream, because she's not going to want to let that happen. So now it's Sephiroth and Aerith teaming up.
Yeah. So now we're getting into some
stuff. Sorry about that little poke to the back. It probably was unpleasant, I would imagine.
We can team up here now, right? Surely. But especially just in a one-on-one fight,
yeah,
I don't see any world where Sephiroth... Now, that's not to say Sephiroth is weak. In fact, I think Sephiroth beats most other Final Fantasy villains.
This would be an epic fight. I can't think of too many others. Yeah, like you said. Who else could Sephiroth not beat, do you think? I think he takes Sin easy.
Sin, I don't think Sin's a very big threat.
Well, I don't think Spira it is.
Yeah, I don't think Sin, in context of Final Fantasy power, is a very big threat. I don't know. He might have some issues against Kefka. Like
Final Form Kefka, maybe.
Post World of Ruin.
I'll comment further if I ever get through that game, but possibly. Not early Kefka. Early Kefka, he would just like cock his eyebrow up and stab.
Probably.
What are you?
But I don't know. Sephiroth. I feel like Sephiroth could beat probably almost every other villain. I think.
Mm-hmm. I think to your point, you had talked about story development. I think that also is because how fleshed out the Final Fantasy VII universe has also become.
Yeah.
With novels, and I mean, they've just had to keep building him out as well as this constant threat. So
yeah, and 7's gone on and it's been developed a lot, but 14's just been developed the most. It's just had constant development.
Yeah,
and Zenos is going to be your big bad boy. He's got to be strong. Because the Warrior of Light's out of hand. Like, he's just ridiculously
we're pretty much
strong.
Unchecked.
He's ridiculously strong. So you need to kind of have him be super strong. I'm trying to think of anyone else. I think Zenos would completely destroy just about anybody else in the series.
Zenos or Jack?
Oh, Jack would find a way.
Jack always finds a way.
Jack would find a way. He would find a way, I'm telling you.
So that's our answer. Zenos versus Sephiroth. Jack.
What protagonists in the series do you think could beat Zenos?
Well, Warrior of Light, for sure. But then otherwise, I'd be hard-pressed because...
Warrior of Light? Oh, I thought you meant Final Fantasy 1
from
for
14.
A minute. I was like,
no.
What?
I think it's, to your point, and it's also going to game mechanics, but with all of the other Final Fantasies, the main character never is like so much overpowered than the rest because it's a group effort. Whereas the MMO is designed to be, okay, this is your story, but other Final Fantasies, this is their story. So I don't think any one person really has the power necessary to do that. I can't think of one. Can you
think so? No, I can't. Can every cast, so if you have your full party fighting Zenos, like your party of 4 and 9, your party of 3 and 8, what theoretically, knowing Final Fantasy
and the best chance,
theoretically they all would be able to win, right? Because it's Final Fantasy and the power of friendship and working together,
always
blah blah
wins.
blah.
Yeah,
but
or the crystal or something happens.
That's a good question. Is the Warrior of Light so much more powerful than the other Final Fantasy characters that even like, let's talk about 9. Your group of 4 and 9, theoretically, they're all the same power, just like who you think is the 4 strongest. Do they overpower the Warrior of Light and Strength.
I don't think they do.
So they won't be able to beat Zenos, theoretically.
What do you think? Do you think they do?
I don't know. I think it depends on the game. I think the overall like power in the world of 9 is just in a weaker scale than most of the other games. Because it's a lot of just like fantastical stuff. The power level,
and up until the very end, the threats are more grounded. I guess they are. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
The same thing kind of applies for 8, I guess.
Well,
maybe
kind of. I mean, they go through the time stream to fight a time witch. I mean, she's the most powerful sorceress, so that one's she's pretty strong.
Well, you do the
10,
same thing.
They literally fight God.
Yeah, you do the same thing in 9 where you go into that like dimension of memories and to that other world. So I guess like at the very end of those games, it kind of gets weird. And you fight God in 10 with a lot of help. Like you're auto healed.
True.
So there's something going on there. I don't remember what.
Yeah,
but
because aren't you freeing the Aeons?
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. Maybe it's 10. Maybe if Yuna has the ability to call on all of those Aeons in that form, then maybe they stand a chance.
So they stand a chance against Zenos. So they stand a chance against the Warrior of Light gone rogue. Because we know that Warrior of Light
stands a chance against Warrior of Light gone rogue.
Yeah, because think about it. Because you have them awakening Aeons and fighting.
Canonically, we single-handedly take down.
I know.
Yeah,
like the Warrior of Light fought their god Hydaelyn with their friends, and they didn't have help.
I know.
And Zodiark, he did that by himself. Keep in mind.
Yeah,
he fought,
and I think in the story, was it you by yourself, or did they say summon your friends or whatever? Because I know mechanically they make you do it for the game.
Well, they show those beams of light show up, and I don't know if that's like story wise or summoning people or just something cool to say. Hoo-hoo, look here. But I don't know. I like to think it's just me soloing Zodiark. I like to think that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the game sure presents itself like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Because no one else is famous. Like it's you and the Scion.
Exactly. So I think, I think you're probably right, because that's just how it's set up. And even if that is true, then the Warrior of Light could just summon other Warriors of Light and just literally take on anything.
Well, yeah, they're that. If we're allowed to go full party, a full raid's 8. Okay. Nobody's gonna stand a chance.
And before you elaborate, I want to ask you one more question that only you can answer.
Okay.
Warrior of Light in Final Fantasy XIV versus your character in Final Fantasy XI.
So that's an interesting question. I think if you just look at pure power level, only one of them's level 99, and that was from Final Fantasy XI. Okay, but Final Fantasy XI is also built way more around the party dynamic, and the whole concept of that game, almost to a fault, especially early game, was requiring a party to do pretty much anything. So I think that pretty much establishes right there that no one character is all powerful. Whereas on the other hand, 14 has gone out of their way to establish you as like the powerhouse. So as much as it pains me to say it, I do think the Warrior of Light from Final Fantasy 14 is stronger than the one from 11.
Are there any universal threats in 11 like there are in 14? Like,
let me see. A while since I've done the story. Universal, I don't think so. I think most of the stuff takes place isolated on Vana'diel. You do go into the past, but still, it's just Vana'diel.
Is there anybody any antagonist in the entirety of Final Fantasy XIV who has a more devastating plan than Insinger?
Insinger, no, not that I can think of.
Because Insinger literally, don't they want to erase everything in the universe?
Well, yes. I mean, essentially, it was, if I recall correctly, it wasn't just like, I want to kill everything. It's the only way to help you end your suffering is if you don't exist. So it's one of those like twisted realities, which those I love. I thought Insinger was a great villain. Especially how they kind of toy with you and break your heart with Meteon like that. But I can't think of anyone whose objective was that grand.
Wasn't Necron's objective the exact same thing, to return things to the Zero world?
Two things. First of all, how would you know?
He says it.
It only says that at the very end. Second of all, that still is isolated to one planet.
Oh, that's true, though. That's true.
I mean, Insinger is not only planning to do that, has annihilated almost every other civilization in the universe. So even that, I think Medion.
Where does 14 go from here, man? Oh my god.
Well, that's a good well into the where are we going? Into the it's not the abyss. What's it called?
Unknown.
Do not get the Disney lawyers on our butts. What? Oh, come on! We just breached the portal to it. We're going. And what's it called?
The Void.
The Void. The Void. That's it. Yeah. So I don't know, but to your point, it part of it is because with 10 years of storytelling, you just kind of have to keep upping the threat level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think anything was as widespread as Medion Ensinger's plans or as successful. I mean, talk about a villain. We stop her in the end, but not before she wiped out countless civilizations. You know, so
terrifying.
Who do you think would win, Ensinger or Zenos solo?
Can Warrior of Light beat Ensinger solo?
Well, that's a good question. Canonically, I don't remember. I
they
think
had
we
to
had
work
help.
together. I don't think you tried.
I don't think we tried either.
Because you kind of showed up and stood there and watched all your friends get beat up, and then just teleported them out, and then Zenos popped out of nowhere. So I don't think you got a fair shot.
Yeah, I don't think we tried. I think Ensinger could maybe beat Zenos if it was just him.
I don't think we have enough information. Then again, when you think about it, the fight, what did Zenos do besides just let you ride on his back?
Nothing. He was just a stage.
And
jerk.
Theoretically, if that's what happened, then yes, he could beat it. All because he was able to just fight to a standstill against Warrior of Light.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to think that, because it's kind of an oversight, because Zenos was able to fight us to a standstill in base form. What if we had been fighting his Shinryu form? Would it have been a standstill?
But I think that also goes back to, do you consider just the power level or the power level and the personality? Because personality, he would never do that, because he doesn't view that as a fair victory if he wins.
But if he had, would he have won?
If he had, I don't think so, just because, again, it's Final Fantasy and we'd have found a way.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's always going to happen.
It would have been more interesting for sure if it was the actual big dragon.
I don't think it would have been. I will say, I think the end of 14 is the best ending of any Final Fantasy game.
When I say more interesting, what I mean is the fight would have been more who's gonna win.
Yeah.
When it was one-on-one, I mean, it was. Do not get me wrong. That finale was great.
Best in the series.
But you're gonna win.
So good. So good.
It's like, they're not gonna kill my character. What are they gonna do?
I was really thinking they were going to for a second. I was like, I could see them. I could see them opening up a character creation and making me make a new one just to transport all the everything from this character to that one. I could see them doing that.
I would have been so mad.
Just make the same character.
So mad. I would have made the exact same character. Yeah, it's like in D&D when your character dies and then your character's brother shows up and it's just like the same class.
Absolutely, man. That would have been wild. Man, so I think Zenos destroys mostly everything.
I wouldn't say he's going to destroy Sephiroth, but I do think it would be a long, intense fight, but Zenos would pull out in the end. That's what I think.
I think so.
I don't think it's going to be super one-sided.
I don't think so either. I think it will be tough
especially because,
for him.
like we just said, I don't think Zenos would use his Shinryu form
until he used Safer Sephiroth.
Sure, that's a good point. If he went safer, he'd probably go. They'd probably.
I do think it would
evolve together.
I don't think it would be as hard of a fight as Warrior of Light, though. Was for him.
No, probably not.
I don't, because I mean, Warrior of Light beat him. So if it was as hard, he would lose.
Well, and Sephiroth gets beaten by a kid with a key. So
now we're getting into some real interesting stuff.
So who wins, Sora or Zenos?
Sora can't lose. He has Disney on his side.
He can't lose.
He has dreams and friendship and magic. He can't lose.
Even when he dies, he somehow is the protagonist of another game.
He is like 4 people in one. He can't lose.
4? Isn't he like 8? He's got everyone's heart inside his own heart.
Who knows? I don't care. I never want to. I never really want to know. I just think the games are cool. That's it. I've given up. I've given up on that stupid story.
I've been waiting since about the 10-minute mark to mention that Sephiroth fought Sora. So.
Well, I'm telling you, Kingdom Hearts 4 better have a Zenos fight. Get rid of
it better have a Sephiroth fight. I mean, 3
I want to fight Zenos. Man, Zenos with that scythe is so awesome.
Yeah.
I want 14 in it. Just anywhere.
That final one-on-one battle was pretty great. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it was fantastic.
It was so fun.
I can't tell you how mad I was going into Endsinger, thinking I've been waiting this whole time for my epic Zenos showdown, and I don't it's not happening. I guess it's in the pre-patch or post-patch or something, which is lame. And then he showed up, and I was like,
no.
I was a little disappointed. I was like, oh, so he's gonna turn good? Well, that sucks. And then when he's turned his blade on you at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He had done too much. He didn't deserve redemption. If they had tried to play that "I'm a good guy now" stuff,
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was
like,
thinking.
No, that works for some villains, but they can't. They can't have gone too far down the dark side. You know what I mean?
He went berserk. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad he stayed berserk. I'm glad we killed him.
Yeah, he ended up biting the dust pretty bad.
Yeah, I really just hope they don't pull this. He somehow survived. Leave him dead. Like we've already killed him once. He came back. Just leave him dead.
He is standing right now as probably one of the most iconic and best antagonists in the series, in the franchise. If you bring him back, you ruin it all.
It ruins it. It ruins it
all.
Yeah, I mean the story is capped off.
I mean, no antagonist will ever be more iconic than Sephiroth. I mean, for the love of God, he started the trend of having a sword longer than a car. So
yeah. I mean, as far as they would have to have another Final Fantasy VII like mega hit on their hands to even think about it. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean Sephiroth and Cloud, they're going to be the face of Final Fantasy for.
But I think Zenos is probably number 2 on the list. I can't think of another antagonist that's more widespreadly known than.
Okay.
Zenos.
Another Kefka.
Kefka, you're right.
Very well
Kefka's number 2. I don't know why I was thinking about Kefka.
Number 2.
Kefka's number 2.
Sure.
And then it's probably Zenos. Kefka's definitely number 2.
Probably. I would think, it's definitely Sephiroth, then Kefka, and then
you could maybe
Zenos.
You could maybe make an argument for Sin.
I don't think so.
I don't either, because there's not really a clear antagonist in 10. Honestly, I mean,
it gets until the very end. It's very vague.
I started playing 10 a little bit ago, by the way, again on stream, but I think I might just play it off stream. Because I kind of do really want to play through 10 again. I want to play that story. I might buy it on PS4 though, so I can just play it over on the couch.
I think it might have been on sale. Well, again, if you're PlayStation Plus, I think it's included. If you're one of the higher tiers, I think it's included, so you wouldn't even have to rebuy it. I think they're all on there now, up to 12.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah, I mean, thinking through the antagonists, I can't think of one that stands out as widespread recognition. Like, there might be some within the core Final Fantasy community that people are like, oh, yeah, Garland, of course, he's like the first one.
Oh, absolutely, of course. But like, widespread
yeah, Sephiroth, Kefka, probably Zenos.
Sorry,
I
people.
I can't think of anybody that tops
for
Zenos.
a while there, they were probably trying to push Arden, but that didn't stick.
Yeah.
For me, he's iconic. I love Arden, but widespread, no, not at all.
I don't think it did. I don't think.
And I love 9, and I like Kuja as an antagonist, but I will not even try to say he's iconic at all.
No,
because only people who
who
have played 9 know about, and same for 8. Only people who've played those games know about those antagonists.
You know who's really not iconic?
Who?
Necron.
He is in his own special way.
Hate him so much.
He is iconic in his own special way.
Yeah, for being the worst.
You're going to be so mad when you have to fight him as a raid boss in 14 one day.
No, because I'm going to relish.
And it will be the best raid boss ever.
Have you done the new raid, by the way? The Alliance raid?
I've done the first one. The Alliance raid's Pandemonium, right?
No.
The Alliance
raid's 24.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one was which. The Alliance raid is the one where you're fighting the gods.
Yeah.
I've only done the first one.
The first one's the only one that's out.
Oh, well then I have done it.
I think the second one's coming out with 6.2, I think.
Check that out.
Or maybe 6.25, I'm not sure, but cool. But yeah, so it sounds like, are we agreeing? Our first live stream, we're going to agree? People tuned in to watch us argue.
No, they're going to have to deal with us agreeing for once, because
this feels dirty.
I actually super agree, because there's really no other answer. I mean, there's just not.
Yeah. So are we calling this the definitive answer? Have we solved the internet
settled
riddle?
The debate? And hey, I would love to hear what you all have to say.
I would too, actually.
But
I want to now. We don't claim to having started this debate, but we want to know what you think. So let us know for sure.
Please let us know what you think.
Do it.
Sorry, I had to time out a chat on Twitch. Yeah. I was my brain
distracted.
I had no idea how to do it. I had to figure it out. I almost spilled my water on my laptop. Hey, this has been a good episode.
This has been fun. So I like our episodes where we cover the news, and I think that that's an important thing that we do for the Final Fantasy community. I do. But man, my favorite episodes are the ones where we just pick something fun to talk about and just BS for 45 minutes because
of course.
They're just fun. Like that random one of my favorite episodes has been the Thanksgiving Day episode where we just threw a imaginary Thanksgiving Day dinner for people. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I do. That was awesome.
That was like 2 years ago almost. Can you believe we've been doing this for 2 years?
Oh my God.
I still remember you like saying, "Hey, do a podcast with me." And I'm like, "I don't want to."
No, yeah, you were opposed for so long. It's so fun now.
It is fun. It's just a lot of work. I knew it'd be a lot of work, and it is a lot of work, but it is fun.
It's fulfilling.
So, yeah, it's fun to have a hobby.
Hey, save all the sentimental talk for episode 100.
Well, I've been thinking about that, actually, and you had mentioned doing a giveaway, and I think we should. I know that's a little ways off, but we should do something special for the 100th episode, so we got to talk about that
for the 100th
offline,
episode, we will be dressing up as Zenos and Sephiroth and just beating the crap out of each other. We're just going to start fighting, like really fighting.
With real swords.
With real swords. And then the next episode, the winner will have a new co-host because the loser will be dead.
He'll be from prison.
Absolutely. Taking on the true role playing of those just animals.
We're going to LARP it.
Kill each other.
We're going to LARP it to death. That's what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well, man, I got nothing else to say about this topic because I think that we have officially decided Zenos walks away victorious from this fight.
Zenos walks away victorious in most fights. As far as Final Fantasy is
not
concerned.
The Warrior of Light.
No, that guy walks away with every fight.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone beats him.
How the Warrior of Light is still single blows my mind because he's like everybody he meets is crushing on him.
He doesn't want to speak. World. He just nods.
I guess that's it. Well, I mean, even in the story, he talks. Like he doesn't actually have any dialogue.
He has these dialogues and they're like, it's just things he's thinking though, because he's like, yeah, I think I want to say this, and then he still just goes,
yeah, okay, but
and they're like, I mean, okay, anyway.
I do love the one line. I think it's from ARR where Thancred says something like, "Are you just gonna give us your 1,000-yard stare now?" And your character just like, goes.
Dude, they haven't done the head nod since they haven't done it nearly as bad. Because in ARR, it was
head nod, all the time.
He did it all the time. It was so. Yeah. And then going back, the animation quality in ARR when you do MSQ roulette is not as good as it is.
I mean, it's a decade old at this point. It's 10 years old.
It's so bizarre to look back on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's jarring.
It's a long time ago, for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, man, I think that's it for this one. I've got nothing else to add to this conversation.
It's been good.
It's been great. Are you kidding me?
It's been a good one.
Where can we find you, man?
You can find me at Soloist anywhere. Soloist TV on Twitter, Twitch. You can find me Soloist_TV on Twitter, actually. And Soloist on YouTube.
And where can they find the video of the live version of this?
Highwind Herald on YouTube. So
if you're primarily an audio listener, we are live streaming our episodes now. We said we were going to do that like a year ago, but we finally got around to doing it.
Here we are.
Here we are. If you want to catch the live VODs are completely unedited. So you'll get all the pre-stuff, a little bit of the post stuff. And in this episode specifically, you'll get me freaking out around 15 minutes about how I forgot to start the recording bot. Now you won't hear any of that here because I'll edit all that out. But if you want to hear fun stuff like that, or just, get the live unedited version, then that's the place to go. Highwind Herald on YouTube. Or you can go to highwindherald.com where we have all of our past episodes and show notes. You can follow the show at Highwind Herald on Twitter. And you can follow me specifically at Wolfkins also on Twitter.
All right.
I think that's it. Go Zenos, Team Zenos. We should make Team Zenos shirts.
Hey, he wins. Add us on Twitter at Wolfkins if you want to have anything to say.
At the show.
Nope,
just go ahead and add.
Actually, DM just Wolfkins if you're mad about it, especially.
If you're mad, send it to Soloist.
No, I don't.
If you're happy. Retweet the show.
Oh man,
times.
We're gonna spark some controversy with this one, but I don't care.
I
We're
hope
right.
So. You know what?
We're
Controversy drives those down.
That's right.
Let's do it.
That's right.
We should have picked Zenos versus Kirby and said Kirby wins.
Kirby does win.
Kirby
is terrifyingly strong.
Kirby
might beat Superman. Kirby is scary. This is not even a joke.
Does he get your weaknesses when he copies your powers? I don't think he does.
I don't even think he needs to copy them, to be honest. You know how many supernovas Kirby's been thrown into and just laughed and flew away on a star?
Kirby,
he's scary.
You really think about Kirby, it's a terrifying creature.
He is a terrifying creature. Actually, I'm just going to say this before we go. The actual story behind how he swallows you and then you get sent to another dimension where another copy of Kirby in there copies your power and spits you back out. That's from the anime.
And that is how he beats Zenos. So yeah, Kirby. Kirby is the answer. He wins this game.
Absolutely.
All right, man. It's been great talking to you. I will talk to you again next week, and we'll talk about something fun.
Been fun, guys. Goku solos.
Goku. Kirby beats Goku.